We have some breaking news here on the Rams Digest, even though I'm a couple hours late on it. The Rams, are they robbing the NFL? They got a deal done with their star running back. We're talking about all that and pretty much all that all day today on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Joshua Giron. Remember, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Press that subscribe button now, as roughly 65.2% of you guys are watching the videos already, but you're still not pressing that subscribe button. Again, all I'm saying is if you're already watching, might as well press that subscribe button so you don't miss any daily Rams content here at the Rams Digest. Shout out to Josh for finding her. She was back with a vengeance as he went back to back episodes. But I'm back here to talk today about the breaking news this morning as we are discussing Kyren Williams as he has signed his extension. Honestly, bit of a surprise this morning. I don't know if you guys can tell that I look a little sleepy and tired. I woke up kind of late. Woke up to the news of Kyren Williams signing his deal and was kind of just a little bit surprised in a positive manner for sure. Here's Adam Schefter saying more about Rams running back Kyren Williams agreeing to a 3-year, $33 million contract extension that includes $23 million guaranteed. And the reason why you pose this and talk about this in a way of saying they're robbing the NFL, I mean, look, at this point in time, when you're discussing, and I know it's not necessarily a full robbery, right? But by this point in time, when you're talking about the market, when you're talking about running back markets, NFL market in general for any type of player, it is very difficult, and you've seen all across the league, for NFL teams to pay their guys. Every single guy who is next in line to be paid wants to be paid the most, right? Typically, that's how it works. Kyren Williams is 24 years old. He is going into his 4th NFL season. He has not been in the NFL that long, and I know it feels like he's been here longer, at least in my opinion. It feels like he's got a lot of tread on those tires already, so maybe a lot of people are concerned about, you know, how much he's put on those legs, how much touches he's already had in the NFL in his young career. How long is his career going to last? I mean, unfortunately, that's the reality when we're talking about running backs, how long these guys can really stay in the league for. On average, is like 4 to 5 years, right? But ultimately, he is still very, very young. He has been very, very productive and very important to what this offense does. I mean, over 1,200 yards last year, over 1,400 yards. We'll pull up the stats for the full year in a second. But Kyren Williams, right? Very, very good, solid running back for the Rams. But it is a little bit surprising that the Rams were, 1, able to sign him, 2, able to sign him for a pretty reasonable contract, right? When we're talking about Kyren Williams' contract, $11 million per year places Kyren Williams 7th among running backs. For context, by the way, it's 30 receivers that make more than Kyren Williams annually. So if you want to talk about the running back market, maybe saying it's more expensive and you're overpaying for running back and that's not necessarily good, blah, blah, whatever. You can say what you want, but he is making way less than the top 30 NFL receivers. And ultimately, Kyren Williams, what he does in the receiving game as well as the running game on the ground, he does more for the Rams offense than 30 NFL receivers, or at least 20 of those NFL receivers, right? Making possibly more money than him. But ultimately, 7th best running back in the NFL, that's kind of the range you would probably have Kyren Williams, right? Off the top of my head, I mean, I'm sure that you can easily name at least 5 running backs better than Kyren Williams, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I mean, that's probably the range you would have Kyren Williams when you're ranking these running backs. And so paying the guy to be a top 10 running back, and he's actually a top 10 running back, that is kind of an ideal. It's kind of funny to say, but that's kind of ideal for your team, right? Typically, again, these guys are asking for above. Oh, I'm a top 5 running back this year. Well, let me get paid top 3 running back money, top 1 running back money if I was top 5 last year. And Kyren Williams, top 10 running back, getting paid top 10 money. It's nice value for what he brings to the table, which is why you kind of phrase it as kind of a robbery. It's like, hey, look, he's making what you probably expect him and he probably deserves to make in terms of the running back market. And the running back market in recent memory has been kind of dropping in terms of how much money these running backs are making. So the fact that, you know, I've always said pay the players, pay them what they deserve, pay them what they should be paid, no matter how you feel about the player. I'm happy to see Kyren kind of solidify that running back market of like, hey, a guy like James Cook out there in free agency may look at this and say, hey, look, let me get paid around that range and I'll be happy. And it kind of helps out other running backs around the league as well. So Kyren Williams, the Rams drafted Kyren Williams 2022 and Puka Nacua 2023 in the 5th round in back-to-back years. Over the last 2 seasons, Williams is tied for the most scrimmage touchdowns in the NFL, and Nacua is 4th in the entire league in receiving yards per game since 2023. Again, you could say what you want about how much money you're paying the running back. Maybe you think it's a lot of money, whatever. Maybe you can even say, and there's some people who are going to argue, and I think there's some validity validity. I can't say the word right now. Wow, that's crazy. There is some valid arguments to be made about running backs being paid, and maybe the Rams situation specifically saying, hey, look, the Rams are kind of in a nice position to not pay their running back, right? To not go out and do that because you have what you have as depth pieces behind Kyren Williams. But ultimately, we appreciate what Kyren does. He is kind of that ultimate true Ram, right? The way the Rams have been drafting in recent years with the personalities that they have on the roster, the way these guys approach the game, the professionalism they have, I think Kyren Williams really does embody that very, very well. And I think it's really a big reason why he's probably still signing here to stay with the team. 3-year contract, by the way, to put into perspective, the Los Angeles Lakers just extended Luka Doncic for 3 years. So you feel excited and happy about the Lakers signing Luka Doncic. Well, Kyren Williams now signing a basically same amount of time of a contract, length of contract. So you have Kyren for those next 2 to 3 years where you know he's at least going to be here on the roster, hopefully producing at the high level he's been producing at in recent memory. I mean, we could pull some of those numbers up right now and just to take a look at them, right? Last season, total for the whole year, including the playoffs, 16 games played, 316 rushing attempts, insane, 16 rushing touchdowns, 1,481 rushing yards. Again, this is including the playoffs. I think only had 1,200 or so around the end of the regular season. 4.1 yards per attempt. Okay, not the best in terms of that. You know, you can blame a lot of things in that range, but still not a bad number necessarily. Yards per game, 92 yards per game over the whole course of the season. Receptions, 34 receptions on the year, which is pretty impressive. 91 first downs. His longest rush was over 30 yards, so he's still getting those big-time rushes. That was crazy, if you guys know the group Big Time Rush. Still getting big-time plays for you in the running game. A player that I think I'm just super happy the Rams still have. He's one of my favorite players on the Rams, especially when we're talking about fantasy football, which is coming up pretty soon. I love attempting to get Kyren Williams. I don't always get lucky and get him, but he's just such a great, fun player to have on your team, a good player who does have some things to work on. We talk about those fumbles, right? Last 2 seasons alone, he's had 8 fumbles total. Rookie year didn't fumble at all. So last 2 years, 8 fumbles total, 5 last season versus 3 the year before. So definitely trending in a bad trajectory, right? Downward trajectory for sure in terms of how his issue has been with fumbling. Fumbled once in his career in the playoffs. That was last season as well. So again, something he does need to work on. Not saying he's a perfect running back, but I think he's perfect for what the Rams are doing. You have the depth behind him. So hey, if he does get banged up because he has the football in his hands so much, hey, you have a couple of good options for you behind him. So Kyren Williams signs his contract. I feel happy about it. I don't want to talk about trivia of the day yet. So I feel happy about it. You guys let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section down below. Kyren Williams, here to stay. He is your running back for the next couple of years. Clap it up. Happy that Kyren Williams got his contract. Moving on from that, my favorite part of the episode, trivia of the day, where I ask a trivia question. You give your trivia guesses down below in the comment section, whether you're right or whether you're wrong. I'll give you a shout out on the next episode that I'm on here at the Rams Digest. Again, been a couple episodes. Shout out to Joshua Feinhurst being back, but it has been a couple episodes since I asked you guys a trivia question. Here was trivia of the day. Last episode, which was, like I said, 3 episodes ago. Trivia of the day number 100. We try to make it special. Here was the question that we posed. Which NFL player was the fastest to reach 100 career sacks, doing it in fewer games than any player in history? A few of you guys played along with the trivia. If you guys missed it, here were the multiple choice options. Was it A, Reggie White? Was it B, Lawrence Taylor? Was it C, Aaron Donald? Or D, J.J. Watt? Which one of those 4 players was the first or fastest to reach 100 career sacks, doing it in fewer games than any player in NFL history? Here were your trivia guesses last episode. We had Glider saying, I'm guessing LT, he was a beast. I agree with that. Juan says, on the Josh and the Parsons deal, I am out. We got a great D-line. Don't want to mess up with that chemistry. I agree with you, Juan, but at the same time, the reason why I was saying it was perfect is because sometimes when a player like this becomes available, and if they actually do become available, which Micah Parsons is kind of saying he doesn't want to be a Cowboy right at this point in time. Again, I think he's going to sign with the Cowboys, but when a player's that good, you got to pick up the phone, you got to call, especially if it's this perfect of a fit with the Rams. I think him and Jared Verse would be insanely dominant, but I hear what you're saying. You're right. You don't want to mess with what they got going on the team right now. My guess is J.J. Watt on the trivia. I appreciate your work. Go Rams. Appreciate you, Juan, always saying some nice things. Floyd says it was probably Deacon Jones, but they weren't recording sacks back then, so I'll say J.J. Watt. Thomas says Aaron Donald. Lance says, great choices to choose from, but I'll say J.J. Watt. Rams House says, this is a really hard question to guess, but I think it's J.J. Watt because I know he is one of the best defensive players in NFL history. And then Benny says J.J. Watt. A lot of you guys played along and guessed, and I always appreciate you guys playing along, whether you get it right or whether you get it wrong. Again, if you missed this trivia and you're sitting there like, dang, I knew this answer, easy, I would have got it right, then go ahead and play along with today's trivia of the day. Put us a comment in the comment section, and obviously we'll go ahead and shout you on the next episode that I'm on here, whether you're right or whether you're wrong. All of you guys were wrong in this case. The correct answer for the trivia of the day, number 100, again, which NFL player was the fastest to reach 100 sacks, doing it in fewer games than any player in history? The correct answer was A, Reggie White. Fun fact here, by the way, Reggie White reached 100 sacks in just 96 games. No one in NFL history has done it faster. I don't think it's ever going to happen, by the way, especially because Reggie White, for those who don't know, also, a little fun fact here, had 21 sacks in just 12 games during the strike-shortened 1987 season. And so for those who don't know, if you haven't seen Reggie White highlights, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know and have seen, watch some Reggie White highlights. The dude was incredibly dominant. And by the way, speaking of Micah Parsons, I remember there's a move that Reggie White used to do where he would just kind of one hand push the offensive lineman out the way. Last year, a couple years ago, Micah Parsons did that same exact move. It was kind of like, whoa, that was insane. That was a very, very, especially because Micah Parsons is not a much smaller guy than I think, at least seems like a much smaller guy than what Reggie White was back in the day. But I digress again. We can move on from it. Parsons probably not going to be a Cowboy. But overall, appreciate all of you guys for playing along with the trivia of the day. For those who, again, missed out and you want to play along with today's trivia of the day, give us an opportunity, or give yourself an opportunity to play along with today's trivia of the day, which is this question here. Which kicker once made a game-winning field goal while barefoot? Trivia of the day, number 101. Very intriguing question, if you ask me. Again, which kicker once made a game-winning field goal while barefoot? I'd be interested to see if this ever happens ever again. This is definitely, by the way, seems like something that happened a long time ago. Just throwing it out there, not trying to give you too many hints here. Which kicker once made a game-winning field goal while barefoot? Was it A, Tony Franklin? Was it B, Matt Barr? Was it C, Rich Karlis? Or was it D, Sebastian Janikowski? Actually, something I can see Sebastian Janikowski doing. Which kicker once made a game-winning field goal while barefoot? Tony Franklin, Matt Barr, Rich Karlis, or Sebastian Janikowski? Give your guesses down below in the comment section. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong, give you a shout out on the next episode that I'm on here at the Rams Digest. Other than that, that's going to do it for me on today's episode of the Rams Digest. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, press the subscribe button on your way out. Other than that, that's going to do it for me. I'm your host, Joshua Giron, and I'm out.